Did it copy the bio? Hey guys, welcome back. We're live. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. I have my good friend with me, Arkheim Ra. I got to meet Arkheim in person. He's just as cool in person as he is on camera. You know, he's one of the coolest dudes I know, honestly. You know, I have a picture of me and Arkheim from the conference 2 years ago. And, you know, he's just a good friend, man. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy that, people got in arguments and stuff in the community because I think, we can all get along and we can all get together. And I try to have everybody on this show. But anyway, a little bit more about my guest is Arkheim Ra is an experiencer. He's a researcher, and he's the author of the book Time and Space Unlimited. He exposes the hidden network of occult military agencies known as time corporations who manipulate timelines through portal tech, consciousness transfer, cloning, AI overrides, and memory editing. Arkheim has involvement in Black Ops time programs such as Project Phoenix, TAG, Looking Glass, Montauk, and breakaway colonies like Centurion 5. In this episode, he'll unpack deeper layers of temporal warfare, SSP, cloning, and we'll just do like a check-in to see what's been going on with them and stuff like that. And just be prepared for a fired up episode. And he's literally one of my favorite guests to have on the show. And Arks, so good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Freezing here in Pittsburgh, but that's it's winter, for sure.
Yeah, like I was saying before, man, I don't miss that. I'm from Wisconsin, so I know all about that. But it's much more mild here where I live now. But anyway, yeah man, it's been a minute. I've been busy as usual, doing all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah, man, I spoke at a time traveler talk here in Portland, Oregon, at the library. That was super cool. I think the guy who organized it did it sort of as a gag, but only one of the people wasn't an actual time traveler. Everybody else that spoke was like 5 people who spoke, and 4 out of 5 were actual time travelers. So I met a couple of time travelers that I'm going to interview. I've done some missions, done some things. I've been working with Bill Tysing, actually. I did some stuff with Bill Tysing, actually. Went on like a mission with him. I brought him with me because he's an engineer. I don't know if you want me to talk about that. I did a show with Jessica about it. I can tell you about that.
Yeah, I remember the last show we did, Bill was coming to visit you, and he made an appearance on our live stream. Remember that?
Yeah, he's a homie, man. He's one of my best friends. I haven't like really been talking to him that long. Like he's a new friend, but we've just really vibe, and we've just been growing closer and working together on like esoteric shit, like esoteric things. He's a really good guy to have on your team. He's fucking really smart. He's a genius, man. He's a really brilliant guy. And basically what happened is, just to sum it up, it sounds crazy. Like it sounds like I'm like making it up. It's so wild. But I did have Jessica Jones remote view it, and she saw the data lined up. Basically, that planet Angua, I remember, I'm pretty sure I told you about it. Didn't I do a show with you about that, about the planet Angua?
I don't think we did.
Well, basically, believe it or not, Israel has a space program, like IDF in space, Israeli Defense Force in space, and they were invading this planet called Angua. And Netanyahu was involved and everything. They went back in time 300 years to do it, because that's how all of it works. Like one of the hugest aspects of time travel, like the number one application it is used for is colonizing other planets. Because you go in at the perfect time to colonize it. That's a really key part of a planet becoming a human planet, is entering their their ecosystem or whatever at the right time. Like for instance, if there's like a species that's going to be like the evolutionary king on that world or whatever, you're going to want to go back in time to before that happens to get your foothold there and be in control of that planet. So that's the kind of things that time corporations will do and that I've done. And that's what Israeli Defense Force was doing. And I did a whole. I've talked in detail about how I know that it's not the only time that I've been turned into a cyborg, but I was turned into a cyborg by Israel, and this is hardcore shit. They didn't just like put like advanced eyeballs in my eye sockets or something. They took out my entire skeleton, my entire skeletal system, replaced it with like a metal one, and like, dude, it was painful, and it was a really long time. And if I didn't follow orders, I would get shocked, and I could explode if I disobeyed orders. Like they would blow, they could blow me up if they wanted to. And yeah, I did all sorts of time travel stuff actually for Israel. They have a very small, I would say, compared to what I saw at Montauk, it was a way smaller program, like time travel program. And honestly, like they're not doing very well. That's part of the story. Is they're not doing very well. Israel's not doing very good right now. Um, Basically, yeah. So what they did on Angua is they poisoned the aquifers, poisoned crops, things like that. Israeli Defense Force did, and that was gonna kill millions of people. In fact, it already had killed a lot of people by the time we got there and intervened. But basically, Bill, he's an electrical engineer, so he understands like, you know, inventing devices and building machines that do advanced stuff. I mean, that's what he does for a job, more or less. And yeah, we hooked up with this guy Moses West, who you can look him up. He builds water machines that pull water out of like thin air. And the way Bill explained it, it's like a dehumidifier kind of, except it purifies the water and pulls more water out of the air. I mean, he's better at explaining it, but so we went to the planet and gave a lot of the villages these machines so they could drink water. In fact, well, first, okay, because obviously that took, you couldn't just like build them out of nowhere. We went to this king on this moon, and we told him that I know this sounds so fucking crazy, dude. I just tell the truth, you know. If people believe me, they believe me. If they don't, they don't. It's fine, whatever. But this really did happen. I even had it remote viewed by Jessica Jones, who's good at what she does, and the data lined up. Anyway, yeah, we met with this king, and we showed him the specs for this machine that pulls water out of thin air, and explained that we could also put some turbines basically in the aquifers, that it wouldn't do it overnight, but eventually it would purify the water. It'd take about 800 years. So we're already almost halfway through since this happened 300 years ago. But anyway, and yeah, this king guy had Angua's kind of a weird planet. It's got a bunch of different colonies scattered on the surface, but everybody's been there for a while, and they're all peaceful with each other, all cool with each other. There's not really much war or anything on the surface. Maybe a little bit here and there, but more or less it's more or less pretty peaceful from what I remember. But then, you know, Netanyahu came with IDF, and stuff got really wild, and a war broke out between them. And yeah, like I said, they played really dirty and poisoned their aquifers and stuff. But we swung the pendulum the other way by giving them water, because that was going to kill them all. I mean, it already did kill a lot of people. Them not having water, it was already killing tons of people. Their bodies, like piles of bodies, man, it was bad. We went in there into an emergency situation, and yeah, we saved a lot of lives. And then Netanyahu actually ended up getting tried in an intergalactic court for what they did on Angua. And most of the ET didn't even listen to him. They just turned their backs to him. They didn't even want to listen to him because he's trying to defend what he did, and there really is no defense for it. You show up to a planet that's not yours and just like start poisoning it. Like, there's really no defense for that. Oh, but I wanted to live there. Yeah. You really deserve to live on the planet after you poison it. It's fucking ecosystem.
Well, I don't think he wanted to. I don't think he wanted to live there. I think he wanted to rule it. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to do here. You know.
Well, they're building a colony there, and the reason why they're able to poison the water. See, Angla's more or less pretty primitive. There might be some weird things going on, SSP stuff going on, where but the more or less the population of that planet pretty primitive. And yeah, for him to come in with all this technology and stuff like that, they didn't really have a way to fight back when they poison the water, because they don't have that technology to avert that sort of catastrophe, which is where we came in. And the reason why that's fine for Israel is they can have water brought in from other places because they're spacefaring. So they can have water brought in from like asteroids and stuff. So that's why for them it was fine to poison the aquifers because they would just bring in. I mean, they probably would have brought in those water machines themselves. I'm sure they have them. Moses West, the guy who invented those things, is ex-military. I don't think he actually invented them. I think that he took a risk and decided to release some SSP tech that he knew would just help the world too much to keep it secret. He's done stuff like he went to Detroit and he went to Flint during the water crisis there, which I guess the water's clean. No, don't quote me on that. I have a buddy who lives out there.
About that.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who lives out there, and they did a lot since 10 years ago or whatever, but I'm sure it's still probably not perfect. People and
I was just joking. I hope it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
But I don't, even think about it though. Even if it is, the people there probably won't trust the government enough to even drink the water anyway, because the government lied. The government lied. One of the I was going to say. Yeah, when I was there, because I tour and I actually would play in Flint, Michigan, and I actually like Flint a lot. It's very something like about like impoverished communities that sometimes will have really good art scenes and music scenes and stuff. And Flint was definitely one of those places. And also, what was weird to me about it when I was there is like people there were super like they were very intelligent and like distrusting of the government, like artists. Everybody had some sort of small business or something that I met, like, and I was like, did the government target these people? Is that like, did they do this on purpose? Because it just seems like these people here are like way too like, is that why they did it? I don't know, but yeah, that for 10 years or something, or a long time before they finally said, okay, the water's poisoned, don't drink it. The government tried to lie and say, oh no, it's fine, you can totally drink the water. Like they lied, and there are people would stand at signs on the corner like crazy people, like don't drink the water, it's poisoned. And people thought they were like nuts. You know what I mean? It's like, think about that parallel to all these things that we talk about. Like the water was poisoned and all the officials there for years were like, no, it's not poison. It's fine. And the people who were like, no, don't drink the water. It's poison. They said they were crazy. Like that's a crazy thing to think about, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, Moses West came in there though. And with his machines to give all the people their water for free. And somebody came in and vandalized his machines. And he said that they would have had to have understood the blueprint of it, like the technology, in order to even be able to do what they did. And it was very much like Nestle or something like that, like bottled water company probably like not liking that it messed with their bottom line, you know? So this technology exists, but as usual, the financial incentive that's created by capitalism stops people from implementing it for free. It needs to be, turned into a commodity. So water, even though it exists everywhere, they got to turn it into a commodity, just like electricity, just like everything else. You got to pay all sorts of money for it. So yeah, but the technology exists. It's out there. He's done stuff like go to Haiti, things like that after hurricanes and stuff like that. And he's been very successful in helping people. So yeah, people should look him up. Moses West. He has a foundation. You can donate money, and it actually goes towards him, like giving people water and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so we actually got in contact with that guy. I'm guessing he probably doesn't remember it. Maybe he does. I don't know. But we literally woke him up. He was sleeping. We woke him up. He was like all freaked out. We're like, don't worry, man. You got those water machines. We're going to another planet. We got to save these people. We explained what was going on. He was just like, all right. I'm like, yeah, we got the schematics. And Bill was carrying around a briefcase. And he didn't speak the language, so I had to translate everything for him. And he was wearing his red sunglasses, which everyone thought was really cool. Like, no one had seen those on Ongo. Like, it was like they had these red sunglasses, and everyone thought they were super cool looking because like they hadn't seen anything like that before. And I've done all sorts of other stuff too, man. Like, dude, the other night, I had a crazy night. Bill said that he thinks something happened, and he said that he was like talking in his sleep, some sort of alien language or something like that. And what's crazy for me is like I don't remember what happened, but dude, like, okay, 2 nights ago, so not yet last night, but the night before. Okay, I woke up and the next day, dude, and I still My legs feel like I walked 100 miles, dude. Like I walked 100 miles, like further than I've ever walked in my life. I don't remember where I went, but my body feels it. I went somewhere, dude. I walked so far. I can feel it. My legs still hurt, and it's 2 days, or not the next day, but the day after. So, like, yeah, and I just there's weird, really crazy stuff going on. I'm still busy. I'm still doing things.
Dude, I got to tell
And
you something. I got to tell you something. You're not going to believe this. Guess where I went to, but I didn't see anything though. But like I was told that you did a video on this place. I went to Davenport, Iowa.
oh, really? Yeah, I did do a video
Yeah,
on that place.
I went to see a girl, and dude, the Davenport bus terminal. There definitely is something going on there, dude. Like absolutely, 100% for sure. I took the Greyhound to go see her, and like, dude, it was insane. You
Yeah,
know,
so basically what happened to me with Davenport, if you want to hear about that, there's a cloning facility underneath Davenport, Iowa. There's a giant base. It's mostly for cloning, though, and they sell the clones and stuff like that. Hillary Clinton is involved. She actually made a joke on a podcast one time that she was made in a garage. She was made as a clone in a garage in Davenport, Iowa. She said that, dude. She said that. Why? It's like, dude, it's so weird.
if they have to tell us, remember, they have to tell us.
If people watch it, it's like a black lady interviewing her. That's the one. It's like this younger black lady that's interviewing her, and she just like fucking casually says that. And yeah, what I remember is the actor. I'm having a brain fart right now, but I actually didn't know who he was, and I literally looked him up, dude. Like, my alter was like, "Oh, this is his name," and I looked him up. Oh, Gerard, what's his name? I hate how Gerard Butler. Yeah, that's the guy. So a clone of mine and that guy were in Davenport doing something, and we're at this house. And my alter, and I had a car at the time. I could have literally driven there. He's like, "You want to meet your clone? Drive there. You drive there right now, and meet one of your clones." And I'm like, I don't fuck that, dude. That's fucked up. Like, no, I didn't do it. No, I didn't drive to this house. But I literally looked it up on Google Maps, saw it. He gave me this address. I'll just say it's on Belmont Avenue. Belmont.
I know where that is.
Belmont is a planet. There's a planet called Belmont. Yeah, I've been to it before. So that probably has something to do with the reason why it's on that street. I can only imagine. Yeah, Belmont's a fucking magnificent planet, dude. It's fucking amazing, man. Imagine a planet that's like SSP, like tech, but it's like stuck in ancient Rome times. Whoa. That's what it's like there.
Dude,
that's where I saw Trump there. That's where I saw Trump. Like Donald Trump. Yeah. So I'm there. Saw him on an elevator. He told me to go like check out this bird migration the next day, because I was there for an eclipse ceremony, and I actually played a concert for a concert hall and everything. I played a classical guitar and sang. I remember when I came back, I could sing better because they like I practiced before like a lot because I was really nervous about it and wanted to do good. So when I came back, I literally like sang better. Like I could tell I was practicing. Kind of cool, like little like life hack. Like, cause like for me, it happened in weeks, happened in a night or whatever. But yeah, like everybody parties for this eclipse that only happens like it's really rare on that planet. A lot of people live on the moon. No one's on the moon. Like everybody on the moon even goes to the planet to hang out because it's such a big thing, and people come from all over. And yeah, I was there for that. And Donald, he was.
What did he say? I can do his voice pretty good, dude. I can do Trump impressions. I can just imagine doing like Arkheim Ra.
He seemed different than the version of Trump. You know how people say like he's not real and he's replaced and shit and all that. I don't know about that because I'm not there in that realm. Like next to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it seems like it could be true because he just seems so different. Like it was him.
They say he's
just seems so different. He was wearing a gray tunic, or what do you call it? It's like what the Romans would wear, you know, like it's all one thing, and it's like kind of like a skirt. He was wearing like that, but it was gray. It wasn't white; it was gray. And so like everybody dresses totally different on this planet. Like they don't dress like Earth humans at all. And he was just like that. And I remember the first time I saw him, there was like this hotel building that all these people were staying in, including him and me. And there are all these guys talking. It was like a Renaissance painting, dude. They're all in the robes and stuff. And I remember he saw me and I saw him. He must know who I am. Because I remember when he saw me, he looked shocked that I was there. Like when he saw me the first time from across the room, he looked shocked that I was there. And then I remember being in the elevator being nervous because I think we maybe kind of don't like each other or something, or maybe it was my feelings in the here and now, I don't know. But I remember being kind of nervous, but dude, we're there to like have a good time or what. Like it's not like I'm not gonna sit there and be like you're a dick or something. Like he's not even the version of him that's like the president of the United States. Like even if it is him, it's like not him. You know what I mean? Different set of memories, probably. I'm not sure. But anyway, I just remember it was a little bit awkward. You know that like you're in the elevator or someone, because that's where I met him. I was on the way up and he got in, you know? And the awkward silence, but he was just like, yeah, dude, the bird migration tomorrow. There's these cranes. He's like, they cover the whole sky. They got these mausoleum things to where you can watch it because they poop. They're going to poop. You might get pooped on if you're not careful. So they actually have these things where you can watch it and they're not going to poop on you and stuff. And he told me about it. And I actually literally went and I made sure to not, because usually everybody's all partied out and everyone misses it. And that's what he told me. He's like, everybody always misses it. And he's like, don't miss it. So yeah, because of that, because of him saying that, I saw that. And that's really all I remember. It was like a ceremony thing. There are all sorts of just powerful people there. It's mostly blurry, but I do remember I played a concert. I remember that he was there. And yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like the night they took me, I had been drinking. So when I showed up, I was already drunk. I remember that. Like, and Kat was with me. She was there with me the whole time. So yeah, but she doesn't remember any of it, of course. So yeah, and the weird thing about too with the thing with Bill, like the thing I did with Angua, the whole reason. So my phone was missing for a whole day, dude. Imagine this happening to you, right? Phone's missing for a whole day. I hate my phone, so I'm not like that concerned. But I'm like, you know, so it was gone the whole day. But like Kat called it and everything. And you know, she called my phone and everything, and it didn't ring. And I woke up with the phone on my nightstand next to me. It was just there. And I was like, dude, that's weird. And so just to make sure, I was like, Kat, call it. Just I want to make sure the ringer's on. And she called it, and yeah, it rang. So there's no reason at all why it wouldn't have rang. And so I was talking to Bill about it. I'm like, yeah, it did something. He's like, dude, I know. He's like something weird happened last night. And so I was like, yeah, dude, I think you were there. And he's like, dude, you're you. Look in your memory. So I did. And like, I remembered like it had to do with water and water machines and like water. And I was like, oh yeah, Angua. They poisoned the water. So yeah, man, Angua, we basically kicked IDF off of Angua. It's thanks to us, not just us. We worked with other people to make it happen. But water's a powerful thing, man, especially on a desert planet.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's a sustaining life force. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, sustaining life, you have to have it. You know, That's why I was like, it's messed up that I feel like, I feel like Netanyahu's such a douchebag, man. You know what I mean?
Nobody likes him anymore. There's very few people that still make
his own people don't even like him. You know what I mean? Yeah, they know what he's doing. Like starving out Palestine. I mean, it's like come on, man.
And that's what he was doing. That's exactly what he was trying to do to Angua. That's like his tactic, his war tactic. That's like what he does. And what's really crazy about it to me is, despite the fact that there are like piles of bodies and all this shit, from what I recall, and maybe my memory's off or something, but it was a galactic court, right? I remember there was aliens there. In fact, I think it might have been more aliens than humans. He didn't go to prison or anything. He got in trouble. Like they're like, they told him, you fucked up. But basically, they just said you can't come to this part of space anymore. And I think they said that he can't leave Earth. No.
Yeah, there was a question here. I just wanted to.
The question is, does the intergalactic question against Netanyahu hold any weight on the Earth? And the answer is no. No weight at all. Though, because the galactic court's decision was that he had to go back here and stay here. So we're fucked. He's still here.
He doesn't get the ball to run Earth and like the international corporate conglomerate that just had the SSP. So like he's probably tied into them. So like he probably has free reign on Earth.
There's a lot of infighting going on right now. And what people need to understand is it's all bad characters, bad actors, And And people oftentimes will make the mistake of being like, oh, this person's against this person, so that means they're good. Not always the case. Sometimes, two people can be against each other and just both be evil. In fact, I feel like that's more common than than people, one being good and one being bad. It's usually they're both evil. Like, people always ask me, like, is Solar Warden good? Are the Americans in space good? Yada, yada, yada. And I always answer, war is hell. I don't have an answer for that, really. Because it's like, okay, does it make Americans safer and stuff? And like, yeah, it does, technically. So it's a weird argument to have to make, like, or like go against or whatever. Like, I don't even know how to say it, but yeah, it's just super messed up, man.
Can we take some more questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because like you guys know, and every time I have Arkheim on, we do a lot of like Q&A, and he'll answer your questions, and he's always so nice about answering all the questions. So this one's from Slimy Pawns TV. He says, what's the satanic connection to all this? Or is there one?
There is. Basically, there's this group, they call them the Archons. Audrey was telling me that the original Archons were good, and then they inverted it, and I guess it's like that with the Masons and many other groups. But basically, the Archons are like, they worship darkness and like evil, and they try to infiltrate universes and stuff like that. And they did that to our universe, and they're ET gods, you could call them, demons, you could call them. And yeah, so for me, the biggest bout of service that I ever did was working with Project Phoenix 2. And I was called the Shield of Baphomet. That's what people called me. My name is Jacob Rothschild, not to be confused with the other guy. And I was the Shield of Baphomet, and my legion, we all different legions. So there's different commanders of legions, and I was commander of a legion that was called the Shield of Baphomet. And that's where the Templar connection to Baphomet comes in, and the worship of Baphomet. And I actually literally reported to him, he was not a goat person. He's a reptilian. However, he demanded sacrifice in ancient times, and people started trying to sacrifice their goats instead of their children. And he didn't like that. So he showed up as a goat-headed god to freak them out.
Wow.
And yeah, for real, that's where that comes from. That's why he appears as a goat person. It's because people were sacrificing goats and other animals to him in place of their children, thinking that would work, and he was not happy with that sacrifice. He wanted human blood. He wanted human sacrifice.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where that comes from. It's all still kind of blurry. You got to keep in mind I've lived lots of lives, but when I actually literally went to Montauk in the physical person, like in the flesh, on that trip back in the day or 2 years ago, in the here and now, I was getting those memories back on the train of how they would call me the Shield of Baphomet, and then we all had like designation names, and they called me Dark Phoenix. And yeah, like I remember, like there was an incident at Montauk. Sorry if I'm going on and on about this, but like there was an incident at Montauk where some guy like came in there and infiltrated because he was a version of a dude that worked for us from another reality, and there's no way for us to tell. We just thought it was the guy, but it was an alternate reality version of him that was infiltrating us, and he fucked shit up while he was there. And so from that point on, and it was expensive. I can't remember what we had to do, but we had to do all this crazy shit to get this machine where when you walk in there, you would put your hands on the machine and it would comb your aura and it'd be like, welcome, Dark Phoenix 1183B. Meaning that's the version of me, 1138B. Like there's all these other versions of me. And it would clock which version of me I am.
Holy shit.
Fucking, yeah, isn't that nuts, dude? Like
that's insane.
When people are like, I've heard like people like say like, oh, there's only a couple realities or 3 or 4. Fuck you. You haven't seen shit. And all these people, there's other people, Montauk time soldiers. There's other Montauk time soldiers that have said, there's not alternate realities. Dude, you were below my pay grade. You didn't see the shit I saw.
It's unlimited realities, right?
Dude,
it could be probably unlimited reality.
I don't know if it's unlimited, but there's a lot, and it gets weird too. Like I remember there being a reality where like it's like a pig dude. He's like a meme. He looks like a pig person, Porky something. It's like a whole fucking planet full. Like there's a version of Earth where everyone looks like that. You look like pig people. I remember that. Wow. Yeah, dude. Like there's bunch of weird shit out there. There's a version of Earth that's my favorite one is a version of Earth where the bunny people, and it's like ancient times, but it's like the main species on the Earth in this reality that I'm talking about is rabbit people, and like Earth is like a fantasy like novel, like it's really cool to visit. But yeah, there's so many different versions of Earth, dude. Yeah, so. To people who experience Montauk that were like, oh, I just time traveled. I didn't go to other realities. Like, okay, that wasn't part of your job, I guess, because I did. Like, and lots of other people did too. I'm not the only one. Other people remember it too. Christy Campbell remembers it. Alondra Markman remembers it. I could go on and on. I could name more names. Like tons of people. Joseph Powell. Tons of people remember the fact that we're going to alternate realities and working with alternate realities. That's just that's a huge part of it.
Wow. I'll get to the more questions here. Let me see here. I mean, this is a good one from Slimy Pond TV again. He says, "Can you confirm Darrell Marshall's testimony? Have you met or seen him there or anywhere?"
I believe that his scope of what's actually happening is extremely limited because he likes to stay in his own corner and live in his little La La Land world. I tried to talk to him and I tried to explain to him that I've seen him other places than places that he talks about, because he explained, they let me remember the cloning centers. Yeah, well, guess what? There's a bunch of shit that they don't let you remember, buddy. I've seen you on other planets. But he's a dick. Like I tried to talk to him, he was just a fucking asshole to me, dude. To be real, he's a fucking prick to me, dude. He didn't take me seriously. I was just like, hey, man. I explained to him how I've experienced a lot of the cloning stuff and the time travel and everything else, and I've said we need to talk, and it just didn't seem to take me seriously, and he seems to like want to pretend, like stay in his own corner and pretend that he's the only person experiencing this. And also he says that he writes he says he wrote every Britney Spears song, every NSYNC song, every Backstreet Boys song. That's not true because I wrote some of them, and I can even kind of prove it. I mean, just use your common sense, use Occam's razor. There's a song called Tell Me Why You Ain't Nothing But a Heartache. There's a version, not that song, but it's one where he's talking about no matter who you are. Yeah, that's the one. No matter who you are, as long as you love me.
I remember that one.
Okay, think about that song's lyrics for a second. Why do you love a woman? Like, for instance, like I could think about Kat right now. I could use her example. I love her because she's compassionate, she's caring, she's strong, she's professional, she's beautiful, she cares about her friends. I could go on and on about all the reasons I love her.
I mean, it's not just that, but now we're finding out like that we have these multidimensional aspects with our partners. Like we might have been with them in programs, we might have been with them in past lives. You know what I mean?
There's definitely some of that going on with me and Kat. In fact, I could do a whole show on that. But basically, that song, he's saying, no matter who you are, as long as you love me. What the hell is he talking about? No matter who you are? Don't you just love somebody for like the person they are? So what I'm trying to get at here is that I wrote that song, and it was about my trauma twin, Evelyn. And it was about how no matter what life they put us in, or like, who we are, like, because we be different people. I could be some like rich guy in a mansion with some rich family, or we could be like super undercover and I'm just like some janitor somewhere. Our identities would be different all the time. Maybe even our personalities would be a little bit different to match. And yet I'll just be glad to be with her. And so that's what that song's about. He didn't fucking write it. Fuck him for saying that. Fucking asshole. Like, he probably did write some songs. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he's a complete liar. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know the reason why he says things that are definitely true and things that are not. The guy was out like 12 years ago or something like that, and he was saying things that, like, dude, he has to be real. He's seen things and describes things that I know are real. So yes, he's real. Is he right about every little detail? No. But you know what? I think that's probably true with all of us. They fuck with our memories. They fuck with our lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? He probably does think he wrote all the songs or whatever. You know, I don't know. It's like, it's not like, I don't think he's a
Do you think
liar.
he's
I'm not
getting
calling him a liar.
Do you think he's getting V2K'd?
Yeah, he probably gets fucked with, you know, and stuff. So I don't know. All I can say is I tried to talk to him. I think that would have been really good for disclosure, you know? And that's kind of what
Yeah.
I said, explained to him. And he didn't seem to care. And that pissed me off. I got offended by that. So it is what it is, man. No salt thrown at it or shade thrown at anybody who likes Donald Marshall and follows him and stuff. Like, I get it.
I mean,
Like,
let's
I'm
be
not.
real.
I'm not saying he's not real either. He is real.
He could have been cool with you. Like Bashago was cool with you, and Bashago gave you an interview. You know what I mean? But like this Donald Marshall cat doesn't want to come off. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to be even like communicative.
I think maybe he's a little afraid. I don't know. But the thing that I don't get is, it's like, okay, if you're afraid to talk about stuff, what I don't understand is, like, then why didn't you just, why he posts to his Instagram about all the stuff going on all the time? So it's like, okay, well, you're talking about it in public, so you might as well come on my show. It's the same thing. Like, you know, just a different medium. That's all. So I just don't get it. And like, I don't like the fact that he acts like he's the only person who wakes up down there. Dude, it happens to so many people. Average, ordinary people that have no clue. Just go on with their lives. You know? So, yeah, he's not special. That's what pisses me off about him. He acts like he's, like, special and chosen, and he's, like, the only one or something. He's not. That's silly. That's like how Corey Good tried to say he's the only SSP super soldier. It's like, that doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't even fucking make sense. So, yeah.
I think it was funny. Like James Casbolt kind of said something like that, like, or that he was like something that when I interviewed him, he was like, it was kind of strange. Like, I don't know, like, you know, like I think it's a lot of super soldiers, and I think it's a lot of people have been involved in these programs, you know, and it's like, you know, I think more and more people are finding out about it, and more people are waking up to it, because I don't want to get the time to watch it a lot, but I heard some of the like the mainstream UFO channels are covering the SSP now, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
One thing that I want to say, just kind of random, but you know, I was at Montauk, and just in this the same vein of like people trying to like act like they're the only one. It really pisses me off like a lot. It really upsets me when people do that. And I can say this without throwing shade on any particular person, because multiple people do this. There are multiple Montauk survivors who say they're the real 11, right? And then I could easily say that too, right? But you want to know why I don't say that? Because there are fucking tons of us, dude. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, there's no the real 11. It was a bunch of different kids. So I get it. I'm not saying that the people who say that aren't real, but like, I'm careful about the way I frame things. I don't say that. I don't say I'm the real 11. There other people have said that about me. You're like the real 11. I'm like, yeah, sure, you could say that, but I always say, but there are a bunch of us. So just want to be clear, like, this whole secret space program thing is a shared experience. It isn't a thing that's happening to one guy or 4 or 5 people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so silly.
They say hundreds of thousands of people could have been taken, right? They say that like 100, you know,
supposedly supposedly in just the United States alone, it's 10,000 every year. New people, new bodies.
Holy shit! This is a kind of switch up to the topic, but this is from Third Eye Tribe. I thought this was a really good question. She says, "Art, do you have memories of VR simulation loops?
Yeah,
Fine diving.
They'll put you in the white room. It's just an endless white room. That's a form of torture. It's endless. You can walk forever, and it's just white floor. That's it. So I know that's not real. I know that's not a real place, but I've been there. So that confirms to me that, yeah, I've been in virtual realities, and they do use them for like jail purposes. Like, you know, there's an episode of Star Trek about it and stuff like that, and it's been talked about now how you could serve 20 years in prison in 5 minutes and then go back to work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's been talked about. Like, that technology does exist. It's real. I'm like, yeah, I've been thrown in the endless white rooms. That's what I remember more than anything else.
One thing I wanted to ask you about was I covered this. Jessica Jones covered it first, and then my friend Jenna told me about it. She said you got to look into mall world. Now, I'll just explain to you. Like, I guess like it's happening with like the younger crowd. Like they're dreaming of like going to this mall, but then like an endless mall. Like people are finding themselves in dream world. But then like I've talked to James Bartley, and he's talked about like people who've been MILAB'd or alien abducted, and they end up in a mall, and there's greys and reptilians there. And there's like cases from the 90s, alien abduction cases, where people were taken to like gutted out malls, and like they're subjected to like
that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. Abandoned malls, and even just malls at night. Like they would train us in the malls at night. I highly recommend anyone. He doesn't do interviews anymore, but he did a shit ton of interviews with Penny Bradley, Knockoff, and Pilot. It's on YouTube still, and it'll be on our Rumble too. Joseph Powell has tons of fucking crazy, crystal clear, accurate testimony. That guy unfortunately doesn't do interviews anymore because he promised his wife, because the SSP world was getting into his like day-to-day normal life in a way that wasn't good for him, and you got to put your family first. So that's what he did, and I don't blame him for it. Yeah, if you go back and watch his old videos, man, he talks about that, about the malls and how they would train us in the malls and use the malls for all these different things. And yeah, I think that's a real thing. I also do think that like the astral realm is like very real, and the way the universe works and stuff is like us humans like we're kind of like even myself now, I'm learning a lot, like we really don't understand it very well, I don't think, right? Like that could be a real place that people are going, but it doesn't necessarily have to exist in the physical 3D reality that we're all in at the same time. You know what I mean? Like that's something that's weird about the nature of existence that I'm starting to understand more and more. We really are in like a hologram kind of thought induced reality, like in it really gets crazy when you start looking at it more and more, and like how these like pocket reality, like that could be a pocket reality that people are going to, or whatever. It could be one of a million different things. But that's really fascinating that you're talking about that. I always appreciate the little tidbits of information you share with me, Rob. I learn things when you interview me.
Oh, yeah, thanks, man. I mean, like I said, have you had experience like that? Have you found yourself in these like weird like dreamscape scenarios, like in this reality? I know you've been to many other realities, but like, have you like found yourself in like weird? Because like, I don't know if I told you this, but like, I find myself like going from like dream to dream to dream, and I'll be gone for like long periods of time. But then when I wake up, it's only been like 5 hours, but I feel like I've been gone for months. You know,
Yeah.
it's
I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to understand it better.
yeah.
I think the dream world is more or less real. It's just different. It just operates differently than our reality.
Yeah.
And I'm not the expert on dream reality, but apparently, if I could get my memories back, apparently I am though. Like people tell me all the time, "Yeah, you're in my dreams," and it's like you, dude. Give me like advice, and um, random people that I don't even know are like find me and are like, "Oh, I saw you in my dreams." Like it's so weird. So apparently I'm out there in the astral realm doing shit. I just don't remember a lot of it. One of the
Yeah.
things, like I said, and it did come up on the show with Christy, so thank you, because she said you brought it up to her, was like this weird, it's like she's involved in it, and there's 7 of us. It's me, Christy, and like 5 other people. And it's like a dream realm thing, and we all meet up and like combine and shit. It's really weird. I can hardly remember it, but it's there. So I don't know. There's stuff going on in the astral realm, and I think it's like more tangibly real than we give credit.
Yeah, I agree. I always say you're one of the deepest people I know to like talk to. We have the most interesting conversations. Like, and the audience always brings out the best stuff. Like, here's a question here. This is a good one from Joby Cummings. Like, he says, "Hi, Arkheim. Did you have an interaction with a person that was nicknamed the dentist? Something that came up in a meditation?"
It's got a real dark energy. What you just were bringing up. As yes. And now Joby is someone that I've served with in a Swedish program, I think. When I met him at Journey to Truth, I got lots of memories back. We were very close, and Joby would let me, because there's a level of trust. Like in the military, there's a lot of fucking creeps and stuff. I would let him watch my kids, and he would let me watch his kids. We trusted each other like that, and we would take care of each other's kids. That's how good of friends we were. And so I know Joby. We should talk more, man. He's a good. Joby's a good guy, brilliant tattoo artist. And yeah, I'm sorry that fucking man. I barely have talked to you since I met you.
If he ever wants, he can hear me, Joby. I'd have you on. I'm always looking for new experiencers that want to come on and like share their story. Like that would be that'd be interesting.
Yeah, but the guy, the dentist, he's a programmer, and I think it's actually an ambiguous term that they use for programmers, because you're in the chair, and they might program you at the dentist. One thing I'm remembering now too is they'll bring you to farms and make you watch animals get slaughtered when you're a kid.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And it's all to train you to get used to it, normalize it. Like I have an uncle, like man, like I eat meat, like I do, but like I almost wonder like if like everybody had to kill their own animals, how many people would? Because like I remember my uncle, he worked at a meat processing plant, and like he had to quit. He couldn't do it.
Dude, I have a real like problem with like I eat meat too. Like I love steak or hamburger. Like it tastes good. But sometimes I get like really sick and I get really depressed about it and I get really sad. And like my friend Michelle, she does van life in New York City. She's a hardcore vegan and she loves it. And she's always preaching. She's like, Rob, you can do better. She's like, you don't have to eat meat.
Cat's a vegan. What's hard with it is like, it's just staying full is harder. Like, and you have to eat more. I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, I might just not be doing it right, but Kat is vegan, my partner, and I've eaten. My diet has definitely expanded more, and I eat a lot more healthy food. Like she makes like this bean rice, like avocado. It's like literally just like nothing but like healthy, nutritious fucking ingredients, and it's delicious. Like, and so that's helped expand my horizons. And I feel like even if you are gonna eat meat, like the American diet is normally like way too meat oriented. Like even just eating less is like a good thing, because like it's literally bad for you. Like the average American literally eats too much meat. Like it's good for you to eat meat, but they say you're supposed to eat about the size of your fist a day, and if you're eating more than that, it's too much. And a lot of Americans eat more than that, like every day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so. I'm not a doctor though. I just remember being taught that in school. Like, do you remember that? Like, size of your fist is what you're supposed to eat every day.
I wonder if sometimes these things are put in our reality to test us, or to make us feel a certain way. Like, if we are in really a prison planet, they put this stuff here to like make us feel like shit because like we know maybe what we might be doing isn't right, but we still do it. So we have this moral dilemma.
Here's the thing, bud. Is the reptiles. They eat us.
Yeah, they do.
And they treat us like cattle. And if they ever are asked about the karmatic kind of qualities of that or whatever, they'll just say, well, they do it. Like a pig it's just as smart as you, dude. Just maybe...
They see it as human DNA.
Yeah. Like, might live a more simple life, but they... that's one of the things that that humans kind of really are dumb about is like we think that you have to like be complicated in order to be intelligent. That's not necessarily true. And we're learning more and more every day. To me, it's silly. Like you ever see the stuff where they're like, turns out like this animal's like sentient. Turns out like this animal's like that's happening a lot. I see articles about it, how they're learning that just animals are way smarter and way more in tune with stuff than we originally thought, and it's like I could have told you that. I figured that out when I was like 9 years old, dude.
Like, you can tell they have a soul, like it's like it's like everything on this earth has a soul or some form of consciousness, like trees, you know what I mean, like have a soul, it's like I don't know. It's the fact that some people can't see that just shows you how blind some people are, like
Oh
metaphysically,
wow, this question
metaphorically.
is a really good question because I actually have the fucking answer to this one, and it's a very, very heavily
I'll read it
loaded
out loud for people that are
question.
watching audio. It says, "Can you please talk about what happened to Janis Joplin at Montauk? Did Bobby McGee really exist?"
Bobby McGee did really exist. So her name was Anastasia. I forget her last name. Might have been McGee, honestly, because she married that guy. Might have been, but I don't know what her original last name was. But in the original reality, she was a traveling, and I know people use this word derogatorily. I'm not using it derogatorily. I'm not sure what other word to use. I want people to know what I'm talking about because it's actually a slur in many regards. But she was like a traveling gypsy. Is there a better word for that? Probably. I don't know it. She basically was one of those people. She'd do psychic readings. It was like a bus she traveled in with these other people, and yeah, she was very powerful, like witch. And Bobby McGee was a very powerful warlock, and there were a couple. And Bobby McGee, this is gonna fucking freak people out, man. This is gonna sound like some crazy, super schizophrenic shit, but it's just reality, and people are gonna find out about it when people find out about Montauk. Bobby McGee is Mac Miller, the rapper.
Whoa! Holy
and
shit!
and that was Anastasia, or because Janis Joplin's trauma twin, fucking Mac Miller, bro. Swear to God.
So was Janis Joplin? Was she someone from this timeline too? Like was she someone like Ariana Grande or something like that?
No, she in the original, and who knows, aliens probably altered the timeline before we altered it, right? But like in the original, which probably isn't even original, but less edited timeline, she was, like I said, a traveling witch. Maybe that's a better term to use. Traveling witch. That would it was, I think, a thing, like travel around, like do tarot, psychic readings, like that kind of stuff. And she did have a little band. They played songs too. Um, but yeah, her trauma twin was Bobby McGee, but that was like her husband. They would do that a lot because in the reality that I come from, Jacob Emmerman, I was like a military officer that ended up with this woman Evelyn, and then they put me in her. They made her my trauma twin in the program, so they'll do that a lot. Because I mean, yeah, it only makes sense to make somebody that they know you already love your trauma twin. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was. I remember her. I knew her pretty well. Um, she also was very close with my daughter, who I named her April on the mission that we were on, but she ended up being called Janie. I don't remember the chain of events that all happened, but everybody called her that. But Janie is Avril Lavigne, and that's my daughter. I had her with my trauma twin, which my testimony just gets crazier and crazier the more shit I remember, but it's the truth, so I don't give a fuck. And yeah, the song Janie's Got a Gun, that's actually about her, and it's about a Montauk mission, and I'm the shitty father that she shot. I actually haven't talked about this publicly yet. I'm going to do a whole show about it in the future, but basically, we were on a Montauk time mission, and yes, Anastasia was also a part of this mission. And basically, something that we did a lot, and is just done a lot in general in the SSP, in the time corporations and everything, is there was a wealthy family that we wanted control of. And so we sought that control by using my daughter, Avril, who you know as Avril, we knew her as Janie, as a honeypot. And basically, she infiltrated this rich family that we were trying to get control of, and married this guy. But here's the catch. Here's where things get fucked up. Is she liked that part of her family, and for good reason, much better than me and her family that she came from. Felt much safer with them, loved them more, because they're regular ass people that were nice. And we were these fucked up time assassin, crazy fucking fucked up people. And so anyway, what happened is we were in, I think, the back of a limousine, actually. But basically, I was like, all right, I got to take your guys' baby to Montauk. We're going back to Montauk with her to your child to get her programmed and get her put in the programs and make her a time soldier. That's what's got to happen. And I told her, you got to kill your husband. And I gave her a gun. And she used that very gun to shoot me and kill me.
Oh, wow.
And try to blow the lid on what was happening, but no one believed her. Everyone thought she was crazy. She's like, it's a time mission, and fucking she tried to just like tell them the truth, the cops and stuff. And that's what, let's watch the music video, listen to the fucking song. That's what it's about. It's literally from a time mission. And I'm fairly certain it wasn't me who wrote it. Fairly certain it was John Whitberg who wrote it. Not positive on that one. But whoever wrote it was somebody who didn't like me. Like somebody who really hated me. And yeah, that song's kind of like a humiliation ritual for me. Like I got those memories back. The cat was here. I was on the floor bawling my eyes out for like an hour, bro. Like this shit's real, bro. People are like, oh, it's Avril Lavigne and he's just making all this shit up. If you go walk a day in my fucking shoes, like she knows I'm real. She sees how fucking hard these memories are.
I just wanted to back you up with a message. Look at this. This is from Nuanced Necromancer. He says, I'm guessing this is a he. He says, people I know who've never heard of Ark or the SSP have told me about dreams that relate to his testimony, red rooms, white rooms, underground cages, portals, etc. So this shit is going on, guys. Yeah, and Ark is very real. I've met you in person. I can tell you. You know what I mean? I can tell you're the real deal. You know what I mean? Like I can tell.
Yeah,
man.
just,
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't hide it. It's my day-to-day life. It's not like I have some secret life where I don't talk about this or something like that. Like everybody who knows me knows that I'm me. And you either are along for the ride and you understand who I am, or you can get fucked at this point. I don't have patience to like bring myself down to people's level. Like I can like not like I got like a buddy who I jam with and stuff. We don't talk about the SSP. It's not part of our friendship or anything. But I told him right away who I am and what I do, because he needs to know that if he's gonna work on music with me. So it's like I don't hide it from anyone, man.
Yeah. This is a comment from let me see if it'll come up, from Patty Mint 3814. She says, thank you for helping educate us about so much stuff. She says, I love the community of super soldiers. Do you help each other in times of trouble? Has anybody reached out to James Rink? Okay, I can tell you this, Patty. I have reached out to James. I talked to him a little bit, but I didn't get the whole scope of what was going on. I hope he's doing well, but then I heard he did a show with someone, so maybe he's better. I don't know.
He got attacked at his I know we just heard through the grapevine, but he got attacked at his conference, and I also know that other people got attacked at that conference. I don't want to name names because the person who told me like doesn't want people to like be freaked out and not go to conferences. So like, don't tell everybody like that it happened to me. But it's like I think that's a bit silly, but I'm gonna respect them and not say who told me. But like, yeah, it's just he wasn't the only one who got attacked, and it's a pretty normal thing actually at conferences. Is like people get like attacked. I don't know, and by attacked, it's like sick, pain, maybe spitting up blood. You feel like you just got beat up because you did get beat up, but you don't remember it. Stuff like that. And yeah, another thing that I found out that's kind of weird apparently is like, and I'm just throwing it out there. I don't want to name names or anything, but there's a lot of sexual blackmail going on in this community right now. You hear anything about that, Rob?
I can imagine there is. I mean, I don't put anything past these people. I'm starting to think that a lot of people in the community are doing black magic, and I've been calling this out for a little. And that's scary.
What's scary for me is like I don't know, like I try to be not doing that, but like what's fucked up for me is like I got Jacob, my altar, my Montauk altar, right? And like he's been really prevalent lately. And I've been having experiences, man. Like I don't want to get into the details, but like the other night, like I was him for like a couple hours, and I'm finding out about all the shit that happened, and I didn't even remember it. And it's fine, but at the same time, it's not fine because it's like, who does the fucker think he is? Me to have my experiences from you and stuff, and like take over my life. Like it's just weird. Like and I've learned through him, through Jacob, that like black magic and trying to have your way with people and all that, it's not worth it, dude. That's what I've learned from him. He's made a lot of mistakes, that guy. Went through a lot of dark shit. And what I've learned from him is it's just not worth it. Like when I do witchcraft on other people, bro, because I'll be upfront, I do. Because I know it's being done on me. Mirror. That's like the most karmatically clean spell you can do. Is any spell done on me, it's just going to go right back to the person who did it. I don't want any magic done on me. This means that if somebody is doing something positive and just didn't ask you, well, worst case scenario, then that's going to come back and the positive things can be done for them. And, oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Yeah,
Really
we miss
appreciate
Renetta.
that.
That's my friend Michelle. She's awesome. We do miss Renetta, you know? I don't know. But one thing I'm going to ask you about, I agree with you on that, dude. A mirror spell is powerful. What do you think about this sexual blackmail that's going on? Like,
well, I was just going to say, like, you know, I'm keep on trying to figure out like what's the fine line like between like just saying shit how it is and but also being respectful and being professional. Because this is a weird territory we're in with this disclosure shit. Where like, even if people are doing fucked up shit, you don't necessarily want to throw them under the bus because A, what if you're wrong and you maybe because you could have the information be slightly inaccurate, and B, what if they don't even know? And it's alters and stuff. There's all these different reasons why I have to be really careful with, but what you talk about, how you say things. So it's like I'm not trying to hide anything, but I have to be careful about what I talk about and how I say it, just to be like respectful and not shit on people, because that's important. And what I'm realizing. And the best thing I can say is just like the best way I could say it is like. It's the oldest tactic in the book when it comes to the CIA and when it comes to intelligence agencies is honeypots and sexual blackmail. And it might be like you're invited to an orgy or whatever. You do some things you normally wouldn't do, but you're feeling comfortable. You've had drinks and you're around these people. You like think about the environment of a conference, right, Rob?
yeah.
Never felt safer than in my life around these kind of people. And I haven't seen or been a part of anything weird, but I can only imagine drinks get flowing. Beautiful people are there that you're vibing with. Things might happen, right? That normally wouldn't happen. Sure. And what I'm finding out is it's kind of like some Epstein shit. Like there's sometimes cameras in these hotel rooms and shit. And they are trying to gather basically blackmail intel on people.
Oh, so I actually did know about that. I know who you're talking about. I didn't know if I should believe it or not.
Dude, you don't even know. Dude, this is funny. It could be like 3 or 4 different people. That's how prevalent it is.
Yeah,
we were talking about multiple. You know what I'm saying is you're talking about someone, and I know 3 or 4 different SSP kind of groups that are out there. And like one thing that I'll say is like I've had people like tell me like I'm gonna name names now, just like in a polite manner, like because I'm not shitting on the person. Like, you know, Yamejane, right? She's like real as fuck, like and very very intelligent and puts very real information out there. Excellent remote viewer, and she openly is like, I'm freaky and I do sex work and stuff. That actually makes her people. There are people out there that are like, I don't like her because of that dark energy, this and that. You know how dumb that is, bro? You want to know why? Because fucking all these Puritan culture ass people, all right, who act like they're so much better than fucking everybody else, are secretly sucking their homies' fucking dicks behind closed doors. And fucking doing fucking gangbangs and fucking shit. Which, hey, more power to you, have fun. But like, you're judging these people for being out in the open who they are when you just can't own up to it. Like, people can't own up to it. Like, you know what's happening, right, behind closed doors. Like, rumors about, I'm not, like I said, not naming names, but sex dungeons and sex tapes. And all I can say is, I'll just say this too. I will say it. I don't have, like on 24 Full Stars Now conference. You were there. I was there. Remember that?
Yeah,
Did you know that there was a swingers convention going on in that hotel at the same exact time?
What?
Whoa, wow, what a weird coincidence, huh? And Brian, who threw the conference, sure seemed totally unaware of it and confused about it. Like, when he heard about it, it's like, how would you not know about that? So I'm just saying, dude, like, this problem is way bigger than people think it is. And so, like, people who are out there like, oh, Ark hasn't fixed their programming, they're openly sexual about, and like, blah, blah, blah. Because I did a video where I'm just like, dude, I'm freaky in my sex life, and it's not a big deal. And if they ever try to blackmail me, fuck them. Put out the sex tape. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically what I said. Because this is how the CIA operates, is they want people to be ashamed of what they're into sexually. And, like, for me, bro, it's just like, okay, consent, like, is the person consenting?
Yeah.
Children and animals cannot consent. So
Yeah.
it's literally just one rule. Are they a consenting adult? Is anyone being hurt? Is everybody cool? All right, then fucking who cares? Right? Like, and this purity culture shit seeped into our community. And it's a huge problem. It's like these guys like saying, like, I don't want to push my beliefs on people. I'm just stating my opinion here, all right? You've got these guys in the community who are like, ladies, like, you need to cover up and you can't be dressing so provocatively, blah, 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 blah. It's like a loosh harvesting thing and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, all right, well, you want to know what Jesus said about that, buddy? He said, if you can't help yourself from looking at a beautiful lady when she's wearing certain clothing, you should gouge your eyes out. Fucking guy asked him, he's like, what should I do? Like, a woman, like, I'm lusting after him. It's going to make me sin. He's like, whose fault is that, buddy? It's your eyeballs doing it, not her body. Fucking gouge your eyes out. That's what he said. So what I'm getting
Dude, I honestly think that, like, a beautiful woman, a fully grown beautiful woman, like, is like like God's gift to, like, mankind. Like, women are the best. I don't even know. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, this purity culture shit that is making its way into SSP, and there's this whole thing where, like, it's a narrative that has seeped in through an intelligence officer from an alternate reality that looks like Mike Pence because everybody had to interbreed and all this weird stuff, and they all look the same. And this is through Daryl James. It was one of his superior officers, and this superior officer of Daryl James said that the trans agenda and gay agenda and stuff like that is going to be used to make, like, pedophilia normal and all this stuff. And I am starting to, like, really, like, well, it's not just starting, but, like, I'm seeing more and more how, like, I think that's, like, a huge psyop. And I'm not saying that guy didn't tell Daryl that. Like, he's just relaying what happened to him. I think Daryl's authentic. But I'm saying, like, that guy, like, maybe, like, he thinks that. But, like, do you think a guy from a reality, like, that's fucked up, like his, like, do you think they do not have propaganda? Do you think that they just know everything there? Like, it's suddenly not like here where, like, all the information is, like, compartmentalized and the average person doesn't know shit. Even people high up in the military a lot of times don't know shit. Like, so, like, my whole thing that I'm trying to get at here is I personally think that the kind of people that normally are attracted to this kind of information are way more open about sexuality and understand that it's, like, not a big deal and it's something humans do. And if we did understand that, that'd probably be a lot healthier for everybody. But this mentality is, like, getting wedged into the community where they're trying to be like, like what, you marry one person and only have sex with one person. It's just like Christianity in a new outfit or something.
Well, they find, I don't agree with, like, the guy who said that, but I do think they weaponize everything. They weaponize race. They, the controllers, they weaponize that. They weaponize everything. They find a way to weaponize it. So it causes more division and people get, crazy about shit,
Yeah. And what I'm just trying to say is, like, I don't know where the division's being sowed or, like, what's the psyop or who's running what psyop or whatever. But I just think that people just need to. It's really like simple. Like own up to who you are. You know what I mean? Like, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you'd probably agree, Rob, like, if someone's gay or a little fruity, whatever, man, it's cool. No one cares. Do your thing. Like, that's not a big deal. Like, and people just need to understand, like, as long as people are, like I said, consenting adults that love each other, like, that's all good and groovy, and we shouldn't be judging people, I don't think. And, yeah, I think that when it comes to the way the CIA blackmails people, like, dude, you can do like an ounce of research on COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program,
Yeah.
run by the CIA, where it's all sexual blackmail, like almost all of it, dude. Like, and a classic example of this backfiring on him, which I think is hilarious. I should have this guy's name written down by now because I'm bringing it up on multiple interviews now. I got to write down his name, but I can't remember it. But I think he was like the prime minister of Indonesia or something. And the CIA was trying to like screw him over and get dirt on him so they could control him or whatever. He's a married man, and but they ran honeypots on him, and he ended up sleeping with all these different women, and they filmed it. And so they tried to blackmail him with it. And homie, in just legendary fashion, I think it's hilarious. He's just like, "Oh, put out the sex tapes. It shows my sexual prowess as a man. I'm fine with that." And then they're like, didn't have any blackmail on him. They just basically made a bunch of pornos for this guy. And think about it. People's tax dollars paid for that. That's what's even crazier, right? Like somebody's tax dollars paid for some Indonesian dude to bang chicks. Like, what? Like, that's literally the kind of stuff that's happening in the CIA. It's insanity, right? Like, and yeah, man, I just kind of find it hard to believe that they're not doing that kind of stuff like at conferences and stuff. Like,
I'm sure they are. You know what I mean?
I love conferences. Like, even if there are shadowy weird things going on, I'll be real. Like 2024 full disclosure, not conference. There are a couple weird things that happened, right? You remember that Matthew Mornian had like this weird situation with our homie and all this stuff, and there were weird things going on, but overall it was really good vibes, right? Like, so it's not, I'm not saying like, and like people shouldn't go to conferences. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you gotta be careful. That's all. Be careful. And yeah, I just think like if people are just like not afraid of who they are sexually or whatever, then they can't be blackmailed. Like me and Kat were saying we should make shirts that say "be unblackmailable." That would be funny because like it's like like it's just, dude, it's like, yeah, like they're trying to bring in this element of shame, and it's just like, okay, my advice to people is just don't do anything you're ashamed of. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Then you can't be blackmailed. Bada bing, bada boom. You know what I mean? And if you think certain things are nasty, you're not into that, and that would shame you, hey, don't do it. Fucking easy. You know what I mean? So that's the good news. And yeah, I just think it's important to bring up. It's not really talked about enough, man. It's just like, yeah, blackmail is a real thing, and the information we're talking about is the most sensitive information really that exists. So of course they're going to try to compromise the community and infiltrate it and do all this messed up stuff, right? Like, that's only common sense. So people just need to stay on their toes, be aware, but at the same time, you're going to probably meet 3 or 4 awesome people for every spook, CIA, whatever the heck you would meet. Probably more like 6 or 7 compared to everyone. They're really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mostly just like good people having a good time. And you really do feel comfortable at these conferences when you're around people that actually understand you, and you don't have to hide yourself, and it's just like all there, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not trying to discourage people from going to them. I'm just saying you do have to be careful. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, this was an amazing interview again. Like, do you want to share anything, or do you want to talk about anything else before we go over today, or anything you want to promote or anything like that?
I just basically want to say the secret space programs are real. Time travel is real. All this shit's real. It's time to wake the fuck up. Like, I don't know if they're going to allow it to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But we were here for this moment in time. We're all here, and we all know it's real. and they won't ever be able to take that away from us. And in my opinion, some big stuff is coming. Strap on your the old seatbelt, because it's shit's gonna get really crazy really fast. And my message, really, honestly, is like, remember, like, what's important. You want to know what's important? Your friends, your family, the people you love. That's what's important. And to all my SSP comrades, who I respect and love very much, I say this from the bottom of my heart with all the respect and adoration and love. Do not just live in the programs. You gotta live your life in the here and now too. And by that I mean, like, do other stuff, man. Hobbies, like, do things, like, have a life. Like, can't just be living in the programs, because it makes us look crazy. When we don't have a normal life and we're just, like, super obsessed with our, you know what I'm saying? Kind of.
Yeah.
The more we're normal, as in, like, we're out in the world doing stuff, the better it is for all of us, I think. So, and also, not only that, it's good for your mental health. You can't just live your whole life stuck in your other lives in the program. So that's my advice to my comrades who have experienced what I've experienced, and everybody else. I just say, like, buckle up, like, stuff's gonna get really wild, and just, like, remember what's important, like your friends, your family, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for tonight. And oh wait, I just got to ask you one more question. Michelle wanted me to ask you about Project Ares. Do you have any information on that, or do you know anything about Project Ares? I think Renetta talked about it.
Was it the colonization of a planet or something?
It could have been. Michelle, do you want to put it in the chat real quick if you know? I don't know. Chat's a little bit behind. I'm guessing maybe it was something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, we can talk about it in the next interview.
Yeah.
I'll try to hit you up a little bit more frequently. It's been a while, but it's always just nice to talk to you, dude.
Dude, I agree, man. We got to get together more. I always enjoy our shows, and I consider you a really good friend, and I hope everything's well. And you seem like you're doing really good, man.
It's ups and downs, man. But you know what, I'm surviving.
I hear you. Same with me. I know. Yeah, it's like
so. Getting, like I said, like, those memories that I was talking about, like Janie and all this shit. I was a really evil person, dude. I was really, really evil, man.
You can't let that affect you, because that's not you here, and you know that. You know that. You know what I mean? But, like,
some people that I care about a lot don't. So,
because like you in this timeline is a really good, caring person. You really care about, like, social equality and everything. It's like you want to help humanity. Like, I don't see any of that stuff you did in the programs reflected in this person that I know here. Honestly.
Well, I sort of think that, like, it's because of what I've seen and because of what I've experienced in the programs that I know.
Yeah.
This. Like, that's why I feel so strongly about, like, social justice, or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's like, yeah, I just believe everybody deserves to be treated fairly. And I don't think that's, like, the more we allow that to be, like, some insane far out concept, like, the worse off we are. Like, that's not that crazy of an ask. Like, everybody deserves to be treated fairly. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, man, it's like I said, it's always nice talking to you, dude.
Hell yeah, man. It's good to see you, bro. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight to all the streams. And if you missed one today, I had Miles Johnson on, then I had Anchor Haven doing readings, and then this one. And yeah, thank you guys. And tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow I have Carrie Cassidy. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and